the final movie of what is possibly the ultimate Disney Channel movie series. After the absolute banger that is the second movie, after breaking records with concurrent viewership, it's going to be hard to live up to the monumental expectations of the third movie. Last time, Disney wanted to engage the audience and generate a lot of hype for the movie by having kids vote on who they wanted to cameo. And if you watched the previous video, which I'm assuming you did, otherwise it's really weird that you just like skip videos or like watch the third one first. They had Miley Cyrus for like a whole half a second. But how are they going to generate that level of hype without retreading old ground? It's actually simple, really. They make it a theatrical release. That's right, you can hit up your friends with your BlackBerry Bold, maybe have a fun time at the mall before going to watch this movie. I really miss when the mall was actually fun. And if you thought the second movie cinematography was an improvement, you haven't seen anything yet. But the sad part is, it's no longer a Disney Channel original movie. Will it be cheesy and corny like we want it to be? Or are they gonna get serious and take out a lot of the fun because it's going on the silver screen and therefore it's more adult and therefore they have to make it serious? The second movie was a bit more serious, don't get me wrong. But there was plenty of fun in that movie also, and I really hope they don't throw out the fun in this movie, because that honestly would not feel like a High School Musical movie. Oh wow, you can really tell it's a big budget movie now. It's got the castle and everything. There's only seconds on the clock. Zac Efron is super sweaty. You're already getting fan service if you're into that sort of thing. And the Wildcats are losing. Wow, starting off on a great note. Try not to look too uncomfortable, Chad. Also, did you get more square? What happened? This is their senior year, and so we're gonna have a strong amount of sad vibes for leaving their high school. I get this is a nice sentiment, but it's so awkward. Luckily, the newbie gets the ball and manages to win the game, so it's okay. Happy beginning, just like all the others. The b-ball boys are becoming b-ball men. Oh my goodness, this is a high school party? Did I just not hear about any parties in high school, or is this just a little over the top? I'm a little jealous, but well, then again, if I found out about a party like this in high school, I wouldn't go anyway, so.
You know, my mom and I have been talking about Stanford University pretty much since I was born.
Man, you're already in. That's so cool.
Oh. Is the direction of this movie going to be that he has a high school sweetheart, but they ultimately have to go their separate ways because going into college and becoming a proper adult is the cornerstone of life, and it's an incredibly turbulent time for literally everyone? But it'll be okay because Troy Boy managed to get a scholarship at maybe the same college because of his basketball prowess. It's Stanford, there's absolutely no way that's happening. And honestly, forget the fact that it's Stanford. It'd be so unbelievable because Zac Efron is shorter than I am and he's getting a basketball scholarship? No. Funny side story, I hung out with a few friends, who were over 6 foot for a long time. And so I thought I was short because I was just always looking up at people. And later on, I found out, no, I'm not short. That was a weird blow to the face. I still feel like I'm short a lot of the time. I don't act like I'm a tall person. At least I don't feel like I act like a tall person. It's so weird knowing that I can just barely peek over Zac Efron.
Is this a pirate's wheel?
No.
I take great insult to that. The golden age of piracy was one of my special interests. I swear to God, if you come up to me at a party and ask me, hey, can you tell me about pirates? How did that whole thing start? I'm gonna go ham. Well, you see, before the golden age of piracy, there was a man named Henry Avery.
Very cute.
I haven't played with Robo-Rob since
No, but seriously, I feel attacked now. I have that robot too. It's in storage and I didn't want to go and hunt down my dad to get the code to just pretend I'm holding it. In rolls Sharpay with, I think that's a new car. I don't know a lot about cars. It's a different shade of pink, I know that. Oh, wow, they made Sharpay look, more adult.
So, when's the big game?
Yesterday.
Oh well, good luck.
Ryan is getting replaced by some European girl. Not sure why yet. Also now there's this dude, the one who made the winning score, and he's trying way too hard to be Troy's friend. I have known too many people like that. I mean, it's high school. There's gonna be a few people who just are desperate for friends and they think, oh, if I'm charismatic, I'll get friends, because that's what people do. But they forget to not be annoying when they do that. And the worst part is that you cannot be a total jerk to them because they aren't doing anything wrong, technically, but also you really wanna be a jerk to them. Since we mentioned pirates, can I point out the sibling piracy poster on the door? I really hope there's a bunch of pirate Easter eggs in this movie now. Prom is coming, which I'm sure is going to be important in the movie somehow. I never went to prom, I don't know how to comment on it. Kelsey signs literally everyone up for the new drama club performance, so I guess we're just beelining to the stage musical now.
Sorry, geez. I just thought since it was the last show, everyone would want to do it.
No, you're wrong.
Gabriella, being the glue of the group, convinces them to join. After Troy caves again to join the performance. I now like how they made Gabriella wanting to do a musical and Troy not wanting to, but he just caves in because he likes Gabriella so much. I like how they made that a recurring thing. I thought it was dumb in the second movie. Now that we have the rule of thirds, that's not the rule of thirds, what am I saying? Now that we have a pattern, that's it. Now that we have a pattern, it's fun. Surprise, surprise, the performance is about senior year. Just like the title of this movie. Oh my gosh, that's so clever, ha ha ha.
Juilliard is considering 4 of you for 1 available scholarship. Kelsey Nielsen. Lastly, Mr. Troy Bolton.
No. I mean, yes, it makes the movie more interesting, but like, a scholarship to Juilliard? For someone who's been in a total of, what, 2 performances? One of which wasn't even at a school? Juilliard must be getting desperate. Also, what's Juilliard?
Yeah, I didn't apply. I've never heard of Juilliard.
Well, since there's so many companies selling your information now, I got offers for applications to colleges I've never heard of. Pretty sure you just want to think harder before you accept those terms and conditions, Troy. You know, Sharpay has what I like to call the Fluttershy flaw. She learns her lesson and at the end of the movie, only to revert back to her old self at the beginning of the next movie. She's still selfish and bosses people around. Heck, she's almost worse now.
Can't you see it? Yeah. They're gonna love me.
So this is a fantasy trip, but can you imagine how fun it must have been for Zach and Ashley to suddenly switch mentalities for the scene? I wonder how much they were laughing recording this. Oh, sure. Make the Filipina girl the maid.
So you make certain we get those songs.
How?
Polish her glasses, buy her some ruby slippers, take her to prom.
Which one do you think I should wear?
Because?
Because you're gonna have a pretty dress.
So I want a dress too.
Do you think we're gonna have to waltz? Because I have no idea how to do that.
Guys, try to learn how to dance. I know what you're thinking, but negative, I'm an introvert and who never goes to parties and isn't confident enough to get a partner. I don't have a need for dancing. I thought the exact same way you did. And guess what? I have a partner now. Didn't think it'd happen. It did. But negative, I'll just get a partner who doesn't like to dance. I thought the same thing. Guess what? I have a partner who likes dancing. My dad told me the exact same thing I'm telling you. So believe me when I say I know it's annoying. I know it sounds very annoying. At the very least, learn a couple things just so that you're not doing the grandpa dance. You know, the Actually, you know what? That's an insult to the senior citizens. I've seen some old guys who dance way better than that. Then we casually see Troy and Chad bully some kids and steal their clothes. So they chase them in front of the volleyball girls. However, I appreciate this little dude because he understands the appeal of tall women. I'm gonna be frank. I am upset that they added this in the movie as if it were just okay. But also props to those kids for actually committing to chasing them. You gotta be really comfortable in your bodies. Or complete idiots.
Yearbook opportunity.
Okay, I hate Troy and Gabriella now. Both of them are now trash human beings. What is this? Where did this come from? Everyone is standing around letting this happen. Everyone who is standing around and letting this happen are garbage, first of all. But why are they just standing around and letting this happen? Even the teacher's like kind of blaming them, like, when we do class activities, we wear our clothes. Like, yeah, do you not see that they're currently being bullied? Then again, I guess that's not actually uncommon, seeing as that's kind of how teachers are in real life. But what is wrong with the writers? This is not acceptable anymore. Was this even acceptable during 2008? When did this movie air? It was a year, yeah, 2008, yes. Kids are gonna watch this and think that it's okay for their heroes to bully people. What was the reaction to this when you saw this in theaters? Did this just fly over your head because, I don't know, maybe times were different? I don't think they were. I was alive then. I just don't have the words for this. This feels so out of place.
Tuxedo? For what?
For prom?
If that's what you call an invitation, you'll be dancing with yourself.
Break up with her. I'm sorry, I get it. She wanted a big and cool prom invitation, but also, not every prom invitation can be big and awesome. If she's not happy to go to prom with you because it's you, then you need to break up with her. You know, in terms of what they decided to spend the money on for the movie, I feel the choices are weird. They're all in school, I get that. And the setting has to be in school, but I need more locations. Have them go pick out their dresses, have the guys play a senior prank and have to scramble to get supplies. I don't know, just some other places than just school. You have Disney money. Why are you spending it all on sets and costumes?
Hey Troy, good job, man.
Dude, stop doing that!
Now you see, if they develop these guys into being insanely annoying first, then I would have been fine with them stealing their clothes for a prank, because there is a breaking point with these kind of people. But they didn't do that, so Troy deserves to be annoyed.
I'm in. Yeah, I'm playing the understudy.
Honestly, I would have been interested in seeing a spin-off revolving around these guys, which I'm pretty sure is the whole point of their existence in this movie. Gabriella gets accepted to an early orientation, and apparently she's only told her friend, except for that one European girl who overheard them, and is now telling Sharpay about the honor program, and now she'd miss the show if she attended. Now, all she needs to do is to make sure she attends so that Sharpay can have more time in the limelight. Her character is literally the exact same from the first movie. What is happening? Ryan starts schmoozing Kelsey, which I have no doubt is just going to develop into them legitimately going out instead of just manipulating her. It's obvious because when two characters sing together, it means they're going to be a love interest. Here we go, a junkyard to fix up a car. Not what I would have gone for, but hey, glad they're adding more locations. Now it feels like a movie.
Don't you ever feel like your whole future is being laid out in front of you? What's your point? I just want my future to be my future.
Yeah, we all wish that, but we have to deal with, other people with conflicting interests, and we can't choose the future we planned on because we just gotta work with the hand we're dealt with. Honestly, I think I'm just venting right now. Cool, tough, brotherly bonding song, go! Another pirate illusion, I love it! There's something that my partner likes to point out a lot, and now I've started seeing it too. The whole problem with boys will be boys, and it's just an excuse for letting guys do crappy things? Well, now we point out actual examples of boys being boys. Like using a pipe they find and pretending to be samurais with their best bro. This is wholesome. I love this. This is what boys will be boys should mean.
I'll miss everything.
Girl, your future is calling loud and clear. You have to grab it while you can.
Maybe I'll just stay here next year.
That makes no sense.
I'll still go to Stanford, just maybe in a year.
It's obvious that you're not thinking clearly because you're thinking about Troy.
You know what? I think she's a bad girlfriend, but a good friend. I don't like her, but I don't dislike her. Okay, time for me to go into parent mode, in case there's anyone watching this who is currently going through this situation. Let me tell you one very important rule. In this economy, you need to prioritize yourself. If you got a scholarship to a prestigious school, you do not pass up that opportunity for your high school sweetheart. You're in high school. I know you have a lot of strong feelings about this other person. However, you're talking about something that is guaranteed, that being a scholarship, as opposed to something that isn't guaranteed, that being a long-lasting relationship with someone you met when you were a child. I guess in this case, you are a child if, you're taking this advice because you're currently going through it. Both of which may improve your life. I understand that. But the likelihood of a high school relationship developing into anything long-term is statistically proven to be incredibly unlikely. And I have my feelings about college. Those feelings are only valid if you have to pay for college. This is a scholarship. You get the money. I knew this is the route they'd take. High school graduation is a complicated time in life. Transitioning from high school to college and all the way through college is a difficult time in everyone's life. It feels like you're forced to be an adult, and a lot of people have to make sacrifices. Like Gabriella.
It works. But in 2120.
Wait. I've seen this before.
Her missing the show is a little disappointing, but being selected for Stanford's freshman honors program, the whole school's buzzing.
And now the master plan starts rolling out.
Who better than Troy Bolton to encourage her to accept the honor, since the only thing possibly holding her back would be you.
Ooh.
I've been thinking about trying to talk my mom into staying in
You
Albuquerque.
can't just put off something as amazing as Stanford.
Yes, correct. Believe me, I wish I could say that you should go to college when you're ready, but I doubt the offer for a scholarship is going to be open if she does this. Colleges don't like people who are wishy-washy. They don't want to waste their money on someone. You gotta pounce like a wildcat.
Everything about my life has always been full speed ahead. I wish it would all just slow down.
Yeah, don't we all? And it doesn't. You gotta get used to this. Gabriella dropped out of the show and now Sharpay has the lead female role. Not only that, his dad is upset at Troy, considering going to Juilliard instead of sports ball school like they talked about. You know, High School Musical is really smart. Every movie targets a major aspect of high school, and it being released yearly, it also touched on topics for kids who are currently experiencing these problems in real time. And no doubt these movies were probably very helpful in processing what was happening. Even if you weren't in high school, being exposed to these stories just to get an idea of, did they do the Inception thing before Inception? Whoa. Anyway, as I was saying, even if you weren't in high school, being exposed to these stories, just getting an idea of what's going to happen is hugely beneficial, just because these are difficult to really talk about with your parents and friends. Your parents are going to hard to talk about in general, with a very emotional time in your life. And friends aren't easy to talk about because they're going through the same thing, and so they won't be of much help. Come to find out, the drama teacher submitted an application for Troy for Juilliard without him knowing, which is how he got the offer.
What a life in the theater has taught me is to trust one's instincts, and that takes courage.
I can't be a little adult right now, Troy.
No, don't even say that.
Oh man, I remember when Sprite used to look like that. I loved that design. Man, I wish they'd bring that back.
Gabriella, promise in 2 days.
It's taken me 2 weeks to get used to being away from you.
Wait, really? Only 2 weeks? If it took you only 2 weeks, then that means you weren't really all that attached in the first place. Gabriella is basically just breaking up with him, and yes, sad, but also, called it. Here's the confusing thing. Troy shows up to her college, and they don't do like a thing where they show a day passing. It's edited to where it feels like he just drove at light speed to California from New Mexico. Anyway, he's not really saying that they're gonna work out, but is saying that he's gonna take her to prom. A drive from Albuquerque, New Mexico, all the way to Stanford, California, is a 16-hour drive. I mean, it's not impossible, obviously. There are 24 hours in a day. It's just, if I had to make that drive, I wouldn't be jumping straight to dancing with her. I'd be tired as heck. I'd need a nap.
We haven't formally met, but I feel like I know you in sort of a vibey level.
I got it. I know what's so familiar about this guy. He gives off Disney Channel vibes. Anyway, his understudy is gonna have to step up to the game since Troy is driving 16 hours. He is my favorite character, hands down. They just made this whole movie. They show up and save the show. It's cool. They do their singing and stuff. They're pretty good at that. And what's really cool is that they have their graduation on stage during the performance. This is very smart, not gonna lie. If I was more confident in high school, I would have hopped onto this.
A senior who, I believe, has a decision to make. Mr. Troy Bolton.
Hold the fuck up, you're just gonna put him on the spot like that? Girl, what's wrong with you? You just don't do that to people. Like, that is a low blow. You're doing that because you know there's scouters from Juilliard in the audience and you want him to go. I know he's realizing that he loves the stage and he's not just a basketball boy, but still, it's the principal. No, that's the drama teacher. Shut up.
I've chosen basketball.
That's what you get. Get fucked.
But I've also chosen theater.
Oh. Well, wait. What did I expect? They always have the best of both worlds for the ending of these movies. We can't have people making sacrifices for their future, and then it wouldn't be a happy feel-good movie.
The University of California, Berkeley, offers me both. That's where I'm gonna be attending.
Oh my gosh, he's going to California, and Gabriella is going to California, and so that they can still be together, or at least within a reasonable drive of each other. Gosh, what a smart and clever ending. That's a lie, it's not. But wait, what about his bro, his main man, his brother from another mother, his bro-tato chip, his Bohemian Rhapsody? Okay, now for the actual graduation. You didn't think they'd actually have a graduation on stage, did you? Oh my gosh, yet another song and dancing ending. Oh, they're just singing about the movie now. Didn't see that coming, okay. So the movie is good. If I were to review this movie on its own, then I would say it's very middle of the road. Reviewing it as the capstone for the High School Musical series, it's good. It didn't really feel like a movie, it felt more like an ending to the trilogy, if that makes sense. This is a rare occurrence where a movie based on a franchise that is legitimately made for fans. I wish video game movies could get that same treatment. If you walked in this movie as your first exposure to High School Musical, you missed a lot. High School Musical just makes more sense as a trilogy. All three movies are really kind of just one big story. And now that I've watched it, it's very obvious why these movies were so influential. It's a story about growing up, but it delivers that story in a very different way. It doesn't really pull any punches when they need to talk about, you know, complicated topics. The themes they cover in these movies are very emotional, probably because this is a very emotional time, and especially if you're going through it while these movies are being released. And it's very much a movie series that shines best if you watch them while you're going through all this. Honestly, I'm upset I didn't stick with watching the other two films after the first one. I have no doubt I would have found these movies beneficial, and I don't think I'd be upset if they tried to update it for a new generation. You definitely get the feeling that they wanted to make a spin-off of High School Musical with those, you know, those new characters they added. And also at the very end, I didn't add this in the video, but also Sharpay said that she's going to stay and help the drama department. Okay. And that just never panned out, because this really is a series that should end here. And even though I like the new characters, I will admit, it just feels wrong to keep going, even though there is a spin-off. But you'll have to find out the next video, and you'll learn what happened to Sharpay Evans. It's also really sad what happened to Vanessa Hudgens, but that's not for my channel, and it's not like we haven't seen Disney Channel ruin people's lives before.